You know how arithmetic operators work with numbers. But what happens when you add to list, multiply a string, or try arithmetic on a dictionary? Some operations work and some fail. And today you will understand why. Hello learners, welcome to your learning hub, the Learning Loop. I am Swati Sharma and this is the 20th video of my beginner friendly Python course series. If you are joining me for the first time, thank you for dropping by. And if you haven't checked out my previous video on arithmetic and compound assignment operator, I would highly recommend you to go back and check that out because today's topic builds strongly on that foundation. Before we move forward with the video, if you haven't subscribed my channel yet, please go ahead and press the subscribe button and hit the bell icon so that you do not miss out on any future videos. In today's video, we will see how arithmetic operators work with numbers, that is integers and floats that we have seen in the previous video as well, strings, lists, tuples, set and frozen sets, dictionaries, and booleans. So, without a further ado, let's dive in. Let's first discuss how arithmetic operators behave with numbers. As I've already shared in my previous video as well, arithmetic operators are symbols that helps Python perform the mathematical calculations. So, with numbers, it is a plain mathematical calculation happening depending on which arithmetic operator you are using. If you're using addition, it would add two numbers. If you're using subtraction, it would subtract the numbers. If you're using multiplication, that would multiply the numbers. I have covered this in detail in my previous video. I will post the link above here. So if you would like to go ahead and check or learn how arithmetic operators work with numbers, please go ahead and check out my previous video on arithmetic operators and compound assignment operators. Now, we are going to discuss in detail in this video is how arithmetic operators work with non-numeric data types. And the very first one we are taking up would be strings. Now, please also note there are very few arithmetic operators that work with non-numeric data types. So with different data types, different arithmetic operators work, and we will discuss that in detail and how that behaves. We will also discuss that. But I just want to let you know that there are very few that works and all other fails. So I will let you know which one are working, and we will also see one or two examples of the arithmetic operators that fail and what error messages you might see when you try to apply those arithmetic operators that fail on those non-numeric data types. So without further ado, let's dive in and see the very first topic for this video, that is how arithmetic operators work with strings. We are doing today's demo in Google Colab, and I will be also pasting the link in the description box so that if you want to go ahead and check this code out in future, you can go ahead and check that out. With strings, only the addition and the multiplication operator works, and we will see how that behaves with the string. Let's give one variable saying string 1, and I'll say hello, and then I'll say string 2, and I will say world. And I will now give, let's say, final string, and I will add both the strings, string 1, and then I'll say plus string 2, and then I will print the final string. So what is going to happen is it is going to join these two words. Let's quickly see that. As you can see, it has concatenated the both of these words, hello and world, and it added the two or concatenated the two strings and made it into one word, that is hello world. What if I put the space here? You will see hello, and then it will also take the space as one of the character, and you can see hello world. So whenever you're going to use addition with the strings, it is going to concatenate the two strings or the two words or the two sentences and make them into one full sentence or one full word or one full string. If you want to see the data type of this, you would see that it is a string data type only. The data type won't change as we are concatenated the true string, so it will stay the string. You can see it is coming out as string. With multiplication, let's say I say string, and let's just say example, and I say hi, and I would say final string. And if I add this with some number, let's say in this case I have say string example into 3, I will print it and you would see that it has printed hi as many times I have multiplied it. If I have written 3, it has multiplied it 3 times, right? If I do it 4, we see it 4 times. And obviously the type is also string. Let's see what happens if I have another string with me. And if I try and multiply both of them, string example 1 is equal to girl. Let's write that. Let me you do this in a separate block. I'll just copy this and I add a new code box. What if I do string example into string example 1, and I think that is going to fail. Let's see that. And you can see I got the type error. So you can, with multiplication, you can give a number and that many times it will repeat that particular string. But if you try to multiply 2 strings, it will fail. So remember that. Same ways, in addition, you can concatenate the 2 strings, but if you try to add a number with it, let's see what happens. So I'm just going to copy the whole thing, paste it here, and I'm just gonna take this away and I say +1. Again, you cannot add an integer with a string type. Okay, so that will fail. So please remember, with addition you can concatenate, and with multiplication you can repeat that particular string, and you have to give the number how many times you want to repeat that. These are the 2 arithmetic operators that work with strings, and all other arithmetic operator fails. You will see error messages if you even try to apply any of the other arithmetic operators on strings. So only addition and multiplication works, and please do remember that with multiplication you can repeat the string, and with addition you can concatenate 2 strings or 3 strings or 4 strings, as many strings you want. Now let's understand how arithmetic operators work with the iterable or sequence iterables, that is list and tuples. With list and tuples, or you can say sequence iterables, only addition and multiplication arithmetic operator works, and all other arithmetic operators fail. And they also work the same way as they behave with strings, that addition concatenates, and with multiplication you can repeat the sequence. So let's just quickly take an example. Let's take a list, and I'll say 1, 2, 3, and I will say list 2, and I will just give the names. Let's say Swati, and I'll say Pooja. Okay, and I will say list 1 and 2 is equal to, I'll say list 1 plus list 2, and then print the list, and obviously that's going to be list type, so I'm not going to print that. I'm just going to run it, and you can see it has concatenated 2 lists, the list 1 and the list 2, and it has concatenated in the same sequence the way I have added list 1 and list 2. If I do list 2 plus list 1 and then add it, it is going to, I'm sorry, I did list 2, let me just do list 1, and it is going to add again in the same sequence. I have given the list here. When I'm going add using addition operator on the list, or I am concatenating the list, let's say that. Okay, before we go to multiplication, let's also see how tuples behave. So I'll say tuple 1 is equal to, and it is going to behave the same way as list has. So I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, and then I'm going to say tuple 2, Swati Puja, and tuple underscore 1 and 1 and 2 is equal to tuple 1, 2, and then it is again behaving the same way, concatenating the two tuples. Now with multiplication, again the same behavior. I say list 1 is equal to 1, 2, 3, and I'm going to multiply it and run it, and you can see 1, 2, 3 has been repeated 3 times in the same list. So it is going to repeat that sequence in one list. It will multiply that. It behaves the same way with tuple. So what I would like you guys to do, pause the video and try the multiplication operator on tuples and see how that behaves. Also try and multiply 2 tuples. You would get an error. Try and see that as well. Try different permutation and combinations and see what you get. And if in case you encountered any issues, feel free to comment below and I'll get back to you guys. Now, except for addition and multiplication, all other operators fail, be it subtraction, division, float division, everything else doesn't work on the list and tuple data types. Now let's talk about the arithmetic operators on sets and Frozensets. I would like you guys to try that, because the arithmetic operators does not apply on sets and Frozensets. So even if you try addition, multiplication, or any other arithmetic operators, all will fail. So what we did with the addition or multiplication, either we repeated the numbers or we concatenated the list. Sets use union, intersection, and difference to perform such operations. So I would like you guys to pause the video again and try different operators, arithmetic operators, and you are going to get the error messages. So these are not going to work. So I'm not giving the demo for that as well. I would like you guys to test it out and see for yourself that if it works. Now let's discuss how arithmetic operators behave with dictionaries. Same ways, the arithmetic operators does not work with sets and Frozensets. Same ways, none of the arithmetic operators work with dictionaries as well. If you try an addition, subtraction, or any other arithmetic operator, it will fail. Lastly, let's talk about how arithmetic operators work with Booleans. So Python treats true as 1 and false as 0. So it is treating true and false as numbers, which is true as 1 and false as 0. Hence, all the arithmetic operators work with Booleans. Let's quickly see that with an example. Okay, let's start with the addition operator with Booleans. And as I have already shared that Python takes true as 1 and false as 0. So it will perform the actions taking true as 1 in the backend and false as 0. So let's say if I do print and then I'll say true plus true, I'm performing all the functions possible with true and false. That is true plus true, true plus false, and false plus false. And as it takes true as 1, so it would be performing a function that is 1 plus 1, and the answer should be 2 for this one. Same ways, as it takes true as 1 and false as 0, so the answer should be 1 to it. And same ways, as it takes false as 0, so it would be 0 plus 0, and the answer should be 0. So now if I run this, you will see the answer is 210 as we anticipated, because it takes true as 1 and false as 0. Same ways with the subtraction operator, it will behave the same way. So if I do print and I say true minus true, it should be 1 minus 0. I'm sorry, 1 minus 1, and the answer should be 0. Then print true minus false, that is 1 minus 0, and that should be 1, and false minus false, again 0 minus 0. And if you do it in the reverse direction, that is false minus true, it will give the answer as minus 1, because it is treating in the backend true as false as integers 1 and 0. And let's run this, and you can see the output as anticipated, 0 1 0 minus 1. You can see how it is behaving. With division as well, it is going to work without any issues. If I do print true divided by true or false divided by false, remember, if I do false divided by false or true divided by false, we would get the zero division error. That's a type error because we cannot, because with 0, the answer would be infinity, and in Python, if we divide anything by 0, we will get this zero division error. Now if I print this, and you can see I get division by 0 error because I ran the whole block. That's why you see this zero division error. And then you can see the first print command is giving me the answer as 1, because 1 divided by 1 is 1. Same ways with the modulo operator, if I perform the functions, it would perform the same way. But if you again try to divide it by 0 or try a modulus, while dividing it by 0, we will get the modulo division error. And we will get, yes, zero division error again. And we can run it and see that, and we will get 0 for the first one because there will be no remainder. You can see the 0 here. That's the answer to the very first print statement. Just for your clarification, we can also write something true divided by true, and then brackets, and then just do this, print it, and you can see it said true divided by true is 0. And for other two, we are getting integer modulo by 0 error. For multiplication and exponential, I would like you guys to pause the video and try it yourself, and it is going to work, taking true as 1 and false as 0. If you encounter any issues, please feel free to comment me below in the comment box, and I will take up your queries and we can see how we can resolve them. With this, we have come to an end of this video, and we have covered how arithmetic operators work with different data types in Python. In the next video, we are going to cover the next two operators, that is the identity operators and the membership operators. And once we have covered that, we are going to cover the last set of operators, that is bitwise operators and logical operators. And with that, we will wrap up the operators topic and we'll start with the conditional statements. If you like my content, please like, share and subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next video. Until then, happy coding!